everybody? How y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome to Jarrett Talks interview. As I interview people that have a YouTube channel or a business. Even though I started early and he's in the car and I can understand what he's saying, but I want my boy Searcy Moore
That's right.
as the legend cornerback of Drew Hills High
That's
School.
right.
Go, you tell
Nah, for
people
real.
about you and tell what you do.
Well, first off, man, I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Banks, for allowing me to be on your show, man. Thank you for one for that. Um, Secondly, man, yeah, the list goes on from um almost any and everything. I do things behind the scenes. I do things in front of the camera. I do music. I rap. I sing. I done some modeling. I done some directing. I know how to edit music videos. I know how to color grade short films. I know how to mix to a degree my own music and certain people's music now. It was a lot harder back then. Now they got a lot more tools. So everybody can kind of do their own thing now because AI can help them out when it comes to mixing and kind of lining things up. Besides that, man, I'm strictly just trying to, now my focus is more so about the culture. I have been like kind of redirecting my mindset of what I want to do or what I want the outcome to be for my people, man. Like I've really been on that lately. So just going forward, man, I think 2025 is going to be about me making sure I help give back and just do my best when it comes to supporting.
When you first started your business, were you kind of nervous when you started it?
It's funny. In high school, a lot of people don't know this, but I was signed to a record label called D Vinyl Records, and they was signed, or at least in the process of getting the distribution through labels like Motown and Sony, um, Sony Records. So back then, man, I remember giving Coach Kamak my one of my first business cards, and I told him this. And if he ever get to see it, he gonna remember this. But I told Coach Kamak for every year that I don't make it, I'm gonna give him like $5,000. So look, 20 years later, I owe him a lot of money. You know what I mean? But he definitely supported me early on. My coach actually took my business card, told me to keep at it, and I never forget the saying at practice. He always used to say, "Do right because it is right." So ever since then, man, fresh out of high school, that's what I tend to do. I try to do right because it is right. I try to use leadership. I try to use my influence to try to just to kind of make
What
things better, I guess, in the long run. Say it again.
I'm going. What when you started your music career? Who in the who like who, have you talked to the people since y'all completely woken up all together? Have you talked to them since y'all woken up?
Yeah, man. The thing is, I actually am like the person I like to call the mediator. I'm always the one that's in the middle, or always the one that keep people together. So yeah, I reach out to a lot of my ex label mates, my ex artistry. I was signed with a few production teams too, so a lot of producers that I work with. I won't kind of name them too much, but I work with a lot of producers that kind of just help me stay grounded. But I realize, man, that if you don't have a like a educational mind or a knowledgeable mind about music, they're going to try their best to like get over on you. So that kind of was the downfall, I want to say, for my record label at the time. I want to tell you, like, we was around everybody from, like, I could have been on the same label as Bow Wow, Usher back then if I wanted to. I could have really been in front of Jermaine Dupri. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri now because, he's like a pioneer and a GOAT. I could have been around Jazzy Faye. That's like my uncle now. But back then, though, I was a kid. Um, and that's pretty much how it went. You know what I mean? Now we just kind of went our separate ways. Some of us I still do business with because we have investment agreements and we have an investment company. Other than that, man, the rest of everybody else just kind of fell back and just kind of live regular life.
what whose idea was to make that 27 track CD? And I was like, all those people on one track. I was
Right.
like, what in the world? Who made 27 tracks on one CD?
27 tracks.
Who idea was that?
You know what? I hate to say it, man, but I want to say it was my crazy ASS CEO at the time. His name was Tino. His name is Clinton, but we call him Tino. He from New York, man. And he just was eager to like get it out for all the artists. Because it was like a compilation album. It wasn't like a mixtape. Back then we did a compilation. So it was like 3 songs for each artist, almost 1 to 3 songs for each artist will be on that CD. So we had like 7 to 8 artists. So that's how you get 27 tracks.
Cause when I first saw, I said when you came over to my job one day and said you were promoting your CD.
Right.
I know, okay, my boy doing making big bucks on the CD. So I
No,
looked
for
at
real.
Steve Vinyl Records. I'm like, okay, LLC is a long CD about business. Okay, I
Right.
looked at it. I said, let me buy it. Cause
That's right.
as a former sound person, I have to hear it because I want to know what the heck y'all talking about. Cause y'all knew, y'all looked at my y'all still working so much, y'all still with me. So
Right.
when I bought the CD, I was like, okay, the first two were cool. Okay, I'll be honest with you, the first two were cool. The third one was cool.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I see you going 4 track, bam,
Right.
there you go. Boy, I'm telling you, whoever was killing that verse, he deserved that award for that. But I mean,
I wonder.
I
It
know
probably was
I know
either
it took how long did it took to make that um 27 track CD? How long did it take for y'all to be on one being on one verse? How
yeah.
long did it take for y'all being on one track to
So
finish it?
yeah, man. The group that we had so we had D Vinyl Records, and at the time I was a vice president. I was the second vice president of the record label. So I was not just the artist. I also did the business aspect. Um, so I helped make some of the calls when it came to putting out the music, where it needs to go, and we all had to agree on this too. And we all put money to the side every week, every other week, every month. We had a pot that we put money in specifically for the promotion and the marketing of our music. Um, but like I said, man, we had maybe 2 or 3 artists that we was focused on the most. But to not leave out certain artists, we just decided to put out a whole compilation, man, because each one of them got their own music. You know, it was an artist by the name of Trees, who I think was probably the one of the coldest rappers we had within our label at the time, and another artist by the name of Young Bab, which stands for Babacar. Then you got me, Young Imp, which stands for Emperor. So, and then you got the producer slash the CEO slash the rapper, Nice, Ib Nice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Nice, man. And he was kind of the pioneer when it came to recording and producing at the beginning. But Trim ultimately was the um, was the brains behind the whole thing. You know what I mean? Or should I say the one that kind of held everything together? Because Trim kind of orchestrated professionalism and street smart with 2 different types of artists. You know what I mean? Some of us were singers. Some female artists we had was female rappers and singers. So he wanted to make sure he didn't leave anybody out. He put Tram was a producer too, but him and Nice was 2 different type of producers. You know, Nice had more so of a like up top, and he tried to go down south with it. So it's kind of hard to transition because he had down south artists. But then Trim, which TRM is his name, spelled Trim, which stands for the Renaissance Man, which means man of many talents, because that's literally what he is. He was the one who kind of just pushed everybody to keep doing what they're doing behind the scenes. He taught me how to produce a little bit better, which ultimately made me a better recording artist because I learned how to use certain keys. Trim knew how to use the piano also, so that's one thing that made me admire him the most because I learned that he was actually good with an actual instrument. So yeah, man. Overall, we all had a whole label. Shout out to SP, which stands for Skinny Pimp. That was the only female artist we had. Her real name is Sheena, but she was dope too, man. Shout out to Vicious. He was like one of our Southern gutter rappers, man. We had two rap groups. One was called D Squad, which is the one that I kind of wanted to lead, and then one was called D South. All right, because it was all from D Vinyl Records, which was the name of our record label. So D South was just D Vinyl Records, pretty much the southern artists versus the northern artists that we had. And me being from Chicago, man, you know, I was in the middle, so I'm like I'm on both sides. Shit.
Did Nice start the record company, or was it his idea to make the vinyl CD, the D vinyl CD, and put y'all all on one CD? Did he call y'all to put y'all on one CD, or did he just like um uh, he just came to you like, hey, I'm starting a CD, or I'm starting a record company or something, and
Right,
I want you on the CD. Did he just call
right.
you like, hey, what's I want
So
to be on the
yeah,
CD or something like that on a record?
yeah. So I remember the day we started putting out the organizing the songs. So pretty much we had to do that first. You know, Nice, since he was the main producer, he already knew which artists he wanted on the CD and which song should go because he wanted to make it pop. Um, Unfortunately for me, that was the beginning of me being a solo artist because I was in a group with D Squad and I was being developed as an artist, which I was still cold, but I was writing for people more so, and just kind of. Oh, another fun fact: I was in charge of rehearsing. So anytime we had a rehearsal event for music or for a show, I had to make sure we had the show tapes. I had to make sure that whoever was performing that day, they had to perform in
Mm-hmm.
front of me. And then when they performed in front of me, they had to go hard because my performance was totally different from everybody's. That's one thing I would say, which separated me from the rest of the label mates, was my performance. You know what I'm saying? My delivery was just it was on point when I'm live. So yeah, I give that credit to Nice.
Mm-mm-mm. So that CD that y'all made with 2000. Wait a minute, what 2005? Was it 2005?
2005, yep, 4 or 5. I was just
I
graduating. I mean,
think
I had
was
just about
okay,
four or
cause I
five.
just started working at Kroger at Tons Four, and you just started came on over my job at a year
Right,
later, and Nike was at as a the Kroger pump at the
right,
time,
right,
and
right.
you start
I,
coming
for, I
over.
forgot. I forgot. Nice worked at Kroger.
You forgot about her, yeah. And I
I
was like, you
did,
was at the
man.
gas pump. I was like, okay,
That is,
because I was
he
just
driving.
started
He
at 2004,
driving trucks now.
and he was already there at the time I've arrived.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so when he mentioned about the CD, and I saw he was coming on the outside, he was coming out of the trunk, so I'm like, oh, okay, someone gonna be in trouble. I know it's gonna be coming, but when I saw the CD, I was like, okay. I told, well, his face. I said, nice. I won't buy your CD. Now I warn you. I
Right.
want him. I want
Right.
him before he went to jail. I want him to do. You can do your CD. Cause I'm gonna
Right.
buy it. I'm gonna listen
Right.
to it. Cause I want to hear. I got to hear Searcy. Cause I know
That's
he
right.
has a small. How many? We have a small part in some of these songs, man. I don't know why, but the first CD, man, I was like, I listened to the whole CD, and it was like, okay, you got me hooked. You got me hooked. And check this
I'm
out.
glad.
While I'm making the CD, check this out. While I'm making the CD, I put the CD in the iTunes. Okay, I put your CD in
Mhm.
iTunes, I download the whole CD. Now
Right.
I ain't download put on my blank CD. Okay, I
Right.
download the
Right.
first four. Now the reason I do that because I only listen to the beats of the beat and the lyrics. So I'll
Right.
say if Searcy or the people have or Be Nice have a verse I can hear,
Right.
it comes to my CD. So I sit there and
Mhm.
listen to the whole CD, and it took me a whole hour to listen to the whole CD. I'm telling you,
Oh, I know.
when you came up there and made three straight, I'm saying three straight verses. I'm like, he got me hooked. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I
fact.
became a fan of y'all. Look, I became a fan of
Fact.
y'all. I'm sorry, I became a fan of y'all. Easy.
Yeah.
And then we made the second CD. I don't know why y'all stopped. I don't know why y'all stopped that part.
Right.
What
Right.
what happened after the second CD and y'all just woke up? So what happened after that CD? But y'all have the main issue of y'all can't get along. What happened?
Yeah. So it was a lot of personal things that did go on along the way. Um, Sometimes, man, like you just said, money be the issue, time be the issue. I think this in particular incident was about people was messing around with other people girls at the time. Sometimes that drew a whole separation. Um, and we just had to learn how to be more trustworthy and loyal to what we already had. We start kicking certain people out the label, certain people start leaving off the label. So it became like I would like to call it organized chaos because it was
Mm-hmm.
chaotic, but it was still organized. But yeah, man, I hate to say it, but that was the main thing. You know what I mean? Trust issues with people being sneaky as far as wanting to date certain people within the label, wanting to date certain artists. And we didn't fly with that. The professional side of us, we didn't want to mix business with pleasure. One thing I say, Trim always used to say was don't mix business with pleasure and don't bring up the government, well, don't bring up politics and religion. He always said those two things when it came to making music or doing business. Don't bring that up because it's a sensitive topic, and most people will try to feel some kind of way. So I would like to say, man, overall, as it was like head butting over who was in charge, who had the most money, who was the better artist, who got the most girls, and next thing you know, before we even got a record label deal, because at the time we supposed to got a deal with we had help with the government, man. We had help with when it was somebody called Vernon Jones who was running for whatever. I forgot who was running for. I think mayor or something or the governor or something. But his name was Vernon Jones, and he was trying to help us at the time. Well, we had connections with him, should I say, to help us pretty much invest into what we was trying to get done. And man, we dropped the ball because we couldn't be on the same team. We had a deal with Motown. We dropped the ball because we couldn't be on the same page. We had a deal with Sony Records Red label. We had to we had to shut that one down because again we just wasn't ready to be on the same page, man. So in the long run, that's pretty much what happened.
Was it before or after Knight got arrested? When he found out
Uh,
he was taken,
it was way after that.
huh? Was it before or
It was
after he got arrested?
it was after. It was way after because it took some time.
Was it?
Everything kind of took time to happen, not at the same time, but just different times.
Oh, I was like, no way, he wasn't at work. I was like, did he? I mean, he was not at work at the time. I came because he and I had the same schedule for some reason. He come in the morning, and I come in the afternoon. I come like 4 hours after him, cause he get off at. I come to work at 10. He starts from 5 to 10. He leaves at
Right,
10,
right,
and next time I know, I saw like I don't know, it was like two cops. I'm like, what happened? What happened? So when you came and he told me what that what happened. He was like, it was was it conspiracy or something, or money laundering or something, wasn't it?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't even remember what the whole thing was about, but I
Oh,
know
okay.
it was some. It was something small though.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. I'm like, how long was he? Have you talked to him? See, is he out, or he's still in the in jail?
Nah, it wasn't nothing big. That's why I said he been out. He was he had to find another job. That's pretty much it. And like right now, Nice is he got a truck business company, a truck driving company, but he also worked at other stuff too. You know what I mean? We still locked in, man. Me and Nice still cool. We still like this. Me and Trim, we still like this. I haven't talked to a lot of the other artists lately. Um, I think I talked to SP last year sometimes. I saw her in Stone Mountain somewhere, and she saw me in the street. She was like, "Imp," and I'm just like, "Man, what's up, SP?" It was crazy. So I saw her on the streets one day, and Trees too. And that's another thing too. Trees and SP, the two artists that I'm talking about, they end up dating each other and having a baby and everything. But like I said, stuff started happening where other people start messing around with other people, man, and it
What
became a
about the other
bad.
members of the group? What
Yeah,
about the other
same.
members of the group? Have you talked to them since then?
Yeah, I talked to Young Babacar. Unfortunately, Young Bab, the artist I'm talking about now, he's paralyzed from the waist down, so he's not he's not pretty much in a position where he used to be, where he can just do shows and perform. But I will say, we in good spirits with my boy. He got into a car accident, man, like 2 years ago, and unfortunately, it ended up paralyzing him for the rest of his life. So we don't, I still think good things can happen. I'm a big believer in God, so I feel like no matter what, it's gonna happen. Um, Meaning, I feel like one day Bab might just get up and start walking, just because God wanted him to. So, other than that, man, everybody else has kind of been out of the mix. Some of us been keeping in touch with each other, but that's about it.
Have y'all decided? I know it's 2024. Have y'all decided if y'all since talked to y'all have you since have y'all haven't spoken in a while?
Uh-huh.
Um, are we going to see another reunion? Are we going to see a reunion with y'all to get back together and make another CD?
You know what's crazy, man? I tried to do a reunion and I tried to do another CD, like I want to say like 2, 3 years ago. And for some reason, man, everybody just didn't. Well, the label was there. Some of the artists didn't want to
Mm,
come. So it seems like to me everybody just kind of too busy. You know what I mean? They too busy either with working their jobs, paying bills, or raising their kids, man. So that's the new thing right now. The thing about me is I'm passionate about what I do. So I don't never want to give up. I don't never want to stop. I don't do it to be famous. I do it to make music.
hmm. So what? Okay. What was the hard thing? What was the hardest part of being a a rapper? Honestly, being a I'm calling it an underground rapper. What was the hardest part being one when y'all started? What was the hardest part? And the other one, other question is, what was the pro with the con being a rapper back then and then where you at now?
You repeat that first part of the question for me.
Hmm?
I missed that question. Say it one more time. Can you repeat that question for me?
I said the first question is what was the easy and the hard part being a rapper when y'all started from the group and what was the pro with the con being and where you at right now?
Back then, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought like everybody else thought. I thought I could just make one song and I'll be famous and I'll be blown up by then. But it's not that easy. As I learned the game more, once I really start getting into these meetings, when I start having label meetings, radio meetings, management meetings, production meetings, once I start doing all that stuff, that's when it taught me, okay, this is about business. It's not really necessarily about just having a hot song. So that's the difference from back then to today. Today is all about business. Back then it was all about business too, but today it's really like, since we got streaming and we got more tools and more ways to make money, it's all about business. Meaning if you they don't care, your song could be garbage, and as long as they like it, it's business for them. So that's what I don't admire about the music industry now. Back then it was more passionate because you had your favorite artists doing whatever they need to do, and they drop actual music where you had to go and get it. Now it's like they pushing it out to you, so you forced to listen to it no matter where you go. You could be on social media, you hear a new song in 1 second. As soon as Kendrick Lamar drop a song, everybody on Instagram gonna know about it. Everybody on Snapchat gonna know about it. Everybody that's following a certain page, they're gonna know about it. So those are the gems I would say that's different from back then to now. Now I feel like anybody can blow up. Back then, you needed real image. You needed a real artist. You needed to really have a passion. You really needed a team. Today, all you need is your phone.
Well, when you I was going to ask that. Will you think about it now? Back then, do you ever re-listen to the track that y'all made, and you're like, wow, I've grown so much. Have you listened to have you re-listened to your the music how y'all made, and you're like, wow, I've grown so much, and like I wouldn't want to I want to stick with it, but have you done that?
Honestly, yeah, Mr. Jarrett, I did. Like I remember going through my old. Sometimes I have a moment where I go through my old music, and I got a lot of music that's unreleased, right? Meaning I be sitting on my music sometimes. Sometimes I do one verse and record it, and then I'll be like, I don't like it, and then it be sitting there for 2, 3 years, and next I bring it back out, and I start
Mm-hmm.
recording to it again because I'm like, you know what, it's actually doper than I thought. So I do have moments where I sit down and listen to my old versions or new versions, or sometimes some of my old music is so timeless that I can put it out today, and a lot of people will still resonate with it because I was talking about something genuine versus just talking about what they talk about today, which is just shooting and robbing and gang banging and all that stuff. As much as I came from that lifestyle, I never wanted to talk about it. I like to talk to the girls, I like to talk to the ladies. So I just stayed in my lane, and kept doing that.
Well, do you ever when you made that CD? I know you're a dad. You're a great. I don't know you may or not, but I know you've been a great dad and kid. But do you ever
That's right.
do you will you let your kid listen to the CD that you made and like that's my daddy, that's my daddy. You even let your kid listen to your per the ride with CD.
Right. That's funny you asked that. Like my daughter is about to be 13, man. So she knows. She knows she was pretty much my biggest fan. You know what I mean? I never let her listen to like the bad songs. I always
Hmm.
had songs that was good enough for her to listen to. And I took out the cussing words, or I made it a radio version or kid friendly so that she can listen to it. But I never wanted to hide who I was to her. Meaning, if I curse, I
Hmm.
curse. If I talk about something that happened in my life, I talk about something that happened in my life. I wasn't making music for my daughter. I was making it for everybody who's pretty much going through the same thing I went through. And it just so happened that my daughter was a supporter of that. Even if I talked about my pain, so I actually got a song with my daughter called Reflex, that I got out on my last project I did in 2020, in 2022, I think. No, in 2020. So it's about 4 years old anyway, but I did put a song out with my daughter called Reflex. Her name is Halo G. If people need to know about her, because she's definitely getting back in the studio. She's been talking about doing more music lately. But at the same time, I hate to say it too, my daughter been talking about playing basketball. So I'm a big fan of basketball too, y'all. So just in case y'all know, want to know what else I do, I be coaching, little crews to the side. I got my own little
Mhm.
basketball crew I play with too sometimes. So I'm still in the air with that, man. I know I'm at a certain age, but I always tell people,
Mhm.
man, I look 25 and 19 sometimes. So it's hard for me not to play basketball with these people, man. Sometimes them
What
kids be
the
thinking I'm their age.
okay, what was the if if you get if you can give anybody advice for being I'm not saying, oh, I'm gonna put it this way. Who was your favorite rapper growing up back then, and who is your favorite artist now that you listen to now?
Anybody who knew me, man, back then was when I got serious with music, it was Jay-Z. I was listening to Jay-Z. I would listen to a lot of Tupac. I would listen to a lot of Eminem, 50 Cent, a lot of Jada Kiss, a lot of Locks music, a lot of up top music, man, because I think that's what I was around. It's a record label called Griselda. I used to listen to a lot of that music back then.
With the
Can you see me, boss?
it was a Jada and who else?
My bad, y'all.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Sorry about that.
What was your
But can you hear me?
have you met any your favorite artists?
Okay. Can you hear me, boss? You can hear me, Jarrett? Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Um, so what kind of advice do you want to give to people who want to start their music careers? What kind of advice you want to give to them? And do you have what kind and do you have to be serious about it of doing it? So what kind of advice you want to give to the um, upcoming rappers? What kind of advice you want to get to them? That they want to start their own business, rapping career, however. What kind of advice you want to them? I said, what kind of advice do you want to give to the people who want to start their music career and other stuff? What kind of advice you want to give to the people that want to start their own business, rapping career and stuff? All right, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get him on a different. Hold on a second. Let me get you back on. Let me get you on a different browser real quick. Hold on a second. Let me get you on a right browser. I All right. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Well, you you love what you love being a what what's better, being a rapper or being or being a dad to the kids? Which one is it? I'll put you. I'm not putting you on the spot. But what is it? Which one is it? Oh wow. Okay. That's good. But yeah, I'm just want to get you up here, but I'm just trying to get you up here in about 30 minutes, and I'm trying to get you back to yeah, this cold and stuff. So I appreciate you come up here. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again, so we get you get your sound running again. But yeah, I want to thank you for coming up here and show you the all the memory he gave me of the music career stuff. I'm like, man, he should have kept going. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, and I want you to stay warm out there, man. Stay warm, and we're gonna do this again. All right, all right. Oh, no problem, man. Look, I will definitely, I want. I'm happy. I'll text you when I get up here, and we'll talk about it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. That's okay. But hey, y'all, that was my boy Searcy. I know was having an issue with the sound and everything, but I know he was saying he was happy. He was saying that he was happy to be a dad because that being a dad is more fun being a rapper. I understand that, and yeah, it was great. It was great. So I want to appreciate for him to come up here. I'm going to do it again. By the way, I'm going to do this again, and we're going to definitely get the sound going. Try to get the sound going, and yeah. And that I will gonna have another interview Thursday. Thursday 6 p.m. and then Friday 10:15, and then Saturday 6 p.m. So you'll see me on this channel again until Thursday because I'm off tomorrow on the big channel. So and we'll get this we'll get the sound going, and it'll be nice. So, but yeah, I want to thank Search come up here and show love, mad love on the channel. And I know you can barely hear him, but I will definitely get him back up here, and we do it. We do. So I appreciate for him to come up here, show some love, and we are gone, and I'm gone. And I'll see y'all Thursday for another interview, and we'll peace. All right, out.